Hello and welcome at the WCS Mégane broadcast from today here in Turkey at Istanbul. My name is Menno Klont and we're currently in the qualifying for today's races. Let's go see the action now today. And we're currently looking at Fabian Rudde, who's now in P18, driving at this beautiful circuit of Istanbul. And it's actually a short version of Istanbul, so we're cutting a part of the track. Let's go on board with Fabian Rudde, who's now currently last in the session, but he's not having a flying lap set, so that's what he's doing now. Currently, Matthew Williams is leading with a 127.712, with Chris Shepard quite close, Jason Muscat in P3. Yes, and what Fabian Rudde is going to do. It's not the fastest lap. We're going to go to P16. So lead jumps Roy Verzaal and Sherwin van der Sloot. But both are on an improvement. Let's go on board with Roy Verzaal. A little bit of sliding to that corner, but it looks all fine. What lap time can he do? 1:27 is currently the pole time. He will go to a 1:29.5. Okay, so he's going now to P9. Currently going to Sherwin. Sherwin is going to do 1:30.5. He stays P18. So Sherwin is currently still in P18, but at least all drivers now set their lap. We're now seeing Matthew Williams driving out of the pit, so he's going for another lap with 8 minutes to go. Shepard currently P2, and he's driving one of the cars of Racing Team Scotland, so that would mean that one of the drivers isn't there. Naranjan Kumar is there, so it means that Roy Skelton is not racing today, unfortunately. But of course, in Chris Shepard we have got a decent driver on the grid who can potentially score podiums or even a win. Now looking at Jason Muscat, we're on board him to the pit. He's going for another flying lap in just a moment. Well, I'm currently going to look if everything is looking fine with the whole broadcast. So if you can excuse me for a moment. At least looks that we are online. Yes, we're back. We're still on board, or not on board, but following Jason Muscat's lap. And in a few moments we're going to do an onboard with one of the drivers. And let's go on board with Sherwin van der Sloot. If he's driving, he's not driving. So we're going on board with Joshua Jones. And with on board, I mean really on board. So we're now inside the car of Joshua Jones. Now we're going to go left here. It's a bit strange if you know the long layout of Istanbul. Of course, this is a bit of a different layout, but yeah, you get used to it. And it's only half of the track now, but it's quite good. But this time Joshua is of course not good. I think this is his outlap. We've got 5 minutes to go, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of changing in the order. Let's see if we can see some purple times. Not really. Let's go on board with number 5, Yuri Kastrup. He's waiting as well, trying to get a gap from himself. See him waiting. Go on board with the second of the multi forces. Waiting. with 5 minutes to go, he's trying to put 1 or 2 flying laps in. Let's see what he can do. Tidy on the first corner, but it looks pretty okay. So you see he's taking a lot of speed with him. It's actually very good. Braking, yes, keeping it nice through the curves. Brake early, get the inside, take some exit speed with you. Keep it tight. Accelerating, yes. Pretty good, pretty good. But what will be his lap time? Nearly full throttle, but now he needs to lift a bit. But it looks quite okay. Yes, it looks like a decent lap. He needs 2 tenths faster. If he's 2 tenths faster, he can potentially jump into P3 or P2, depending on his last sector. He's at least giving it all. And we're now seeing, not in our view, but outside of view, that Sven de Vries currently is in 6th position. Tidy. Yeah, he won a lot in the second sector, Yuri. Yuri can potentially go to pole position, or at least being very close to it. Will it be P3 for the moment? Oh, it will be P3, but it's the same time as Muscat. Same time as his teammate. And he now jumps ahead. I actually don't know why he jumps ahead, because if Jason said the time earlier, he should have been behind him. But yeah, it is quite impressive. And if you look at the top 3, it's really close. We're going to look if somebody can get close to the top 3 or is repeated. Shepard is going out for another flying lap, so we don't have to look at him now. Maybe in his flying lap we will take a look. Daniel Kummer's not doing anything, so Vries is waiting. But Peter Jones is 2 tenths faster than his current time. He still improves, but not in position, but only in time. But now we see, oh, Matthew Williams just made a faster lap, and he now has nearly a tenth on Kasdorp and Muscat. But it's very interesting. But we see now Roy Vazel in at least 4 tenths improvement, but he lost something of the 4 tenths he had in the second sector. Let's see if he can improve again in the third sector. That can move him ahead of Peter Jones. Roy, oh, that has got a bit of a tail wiggle, but it looks quite okay. What can he do? What can he do? Will he jump ahead of Peter Jones? He does, and ahead of Sven de Vries. That's an enormous third sector, and that is quite impressive from Roy Vazel. I think he knows that himself. And now look at Sven de Vries. Sven de Vries is there for a change. He's back with WCS and yes, warming his tires. Let's see what he can do. He's got one of the Maltese following him. Not sure if that's the Maltese or the Dutchman following him, but at least trying to give each other a bit of a slipstream. And it was Muscat, and Muscat only is a tenth up. What can he do? Can he do something? 26, 27. Oh, he goes to pole position! Jason Muscat goes to pole position! That's an amazing lap from Jason Muscat. I didn't see that one coming. That was quite impressive, but can he hold? And what can Matthew Williams do? Can he do something about it? Let's see. It doesn't look like he's fast, but he's got one more lap to get it out. Yuri Kastrup is fast, but I think he's not fast enough, but we can see later. Shepard is in. Shepard is not going to take pole. He can only lose positions now, but if he can still start from the second row, he's got enough chance to get a podium, of course. David is now, yeah, he is now actually done for the qualifying. What's Niranjan doing? Nothing spectacular. Yuri Custom is 3/10 too slow, so I fear he will not get pole position. Do we have somebody else that's faster? Could be. Oh, we've got Sven de Vries who's 3/10 faster. If Sven de Vries is 3/10 faster, he could potentially jump to P6. Let's go on board with the pink totally spice car. And what can he do? Can he jump? Can he jump? Can he jump? He jumps to P5! Sven de Vries 3/10 from pole. That was an amazing lap as well from Sven de Vries. And that shows that we shouldn't count him out. And I believe David Beranek is still on a lap. I thought he was too late, but he's still on a lap. And that lap looks pretty decent if you look at his sector times. But now, yes, I'm not sure he improves, but we shall see. Trying very hard. What do we do? No improvement. We've got Eric Stanford with a half-second advantage on his previous time. Where will he jump to? He will jump to P10. Well done, Eric Stanford. And what will Downhill do? Will Downhill improve? No, he will not, unfortunately. We now have everybody finished. Drivers out finished as well. So this is the qualifying finished. Very interesting. So pole position is there for Jason Muscat, and Matthew Williams came oh so close to getting it, but he starts from P2 with Yuri Kasdorp in P3 now and Chris Shepard in P4. So those are the top 2 rows after qualifying here in Istanbul. And let's see if we can get somebody to be interviewed. I think we already have some discussions about the qualifying, about the laps, and yeah, it looks good. We've got 18 races today, so it's pretty cool. And for 18 races, of course, we've got one broadcaster, and yeah, I think we will see 2 exciting races here at Turkey. And somebody's responding to me. I'm currently chatting to somebody if somebody wants to join for at least a warm-up interview. Let me see. Yes, and we got a winner, at least for the broadcast. Where is he? Oh, we've got 3 men for interviews. Let's get him in.
User was moved to your channel.
Hello guys, we're currently live in the, well, yeah, in the broadcast room. So you just had qualifying. My first question is for Roy Vazel. How was your qualifying? Well, it's amazing to hear nothing from Roy. Like he's speechless. I mean, I found it was an amazing lap from you, but yeah, I didn't know you were speechless. How did you see qualifying, Roy? Did you get everything out of it?
No, definitely not. In practice, I did a great lap. I was really happy about the pace, but it's difficult to get the pace there every lap again. And outside the line, the driving line, there's less grip. So so you have to be you have to be careful and watch the details. But yeah, Jason's lap time was amazing. Did a great pole position lap, and I actually didn't expect him on pole. I thought it would be Matthew or Chris, but yeah, well, he managed to to do it again as a true champion. So congrats to Jason.
Yeah, that was from Jason a really good lap. Heading into the races, you think you have got a good chance on a podium, or at least good point?
No.
Oh, no. Oh, that's not like you. I mean, I normally think you can get a podium at every race, but you don't think it's possible today?
No. I think a lot of fast drivers and consistent drivers, and I'm not a consistent driver. I can drive a fast lap, but I'm not pretty consistent. So that's yeah, not my strength. And yeah, unfortunately, we got a lot of fast drivers again on the grid, so it's gonna be hard to go for the podium. But maybe in race 2. But I don't think I will manage to get a podium in race 1.
We shall see at
but
least.
But obviously, when there is a chance to go for it, I go for it.
Yeah,
as always.
And yeah, you know that we call you Rocket Start Roy because you've got those rocket starts, and if you can do your trademark thing again, I'm pretty sure you will be in a position to at least get a very good result. Well, if you can get a podium, yeah, I think you have the capabilities to do so. So we shall see. Of course,
thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, we've got a lot of people we can have on the podium, and we only have 6 podium places for today, so it will be interesting. But yeah, we will never count you out. And now we're going to the other one of the other ones. Let's go to Dan Hutt. Hey Dan.
Hi.
How did your quali go, and what do you expect for the race on this circuit in Turkey?
My qualifying was very well. First I was in P15 or P16 with a 129.7, so yes. I thought that could be better. I could drive a better time, and then at the end I drove a 129.1, and that was good for P11, so I think that's very well for me. But I have the grid penalty, so I start at the back of the grid, unfortunately. But hopefully I can get a good run at the race and not crash anybody, otherwise I get race banned, so...
Okay, well yeah, that's of course, you have a lot of talent, so of course you will make it right in the race. A question about the track. I think you know the other layout better than this short layout. Is it a different approach, those new corners down, like in the other part of the track, which you less know of the?
Well, of course, there's a big shortcut, of course, in the track at this one. So it's of course very different that you need to get to the left on a straight. So that's different. But otherwise, I got more used to this track than the other one. So.
Yeah, that's
ask the same question to Swan, please.
Yeah, well, Dan and Roy, actually you need to have time to prepare, I think, so we are going to start soon. So we've got one more guy to interview, and that's Sven de Vries. Hello Sven de Vries.
Howdy.
Is this the first time you're in Turkey?
On this particular layout, yes.
Okay, that's very good to hear. What do you think of this particular layout of the Istanbul track?
It's quite interesting. It's definitely fun with the SS in there. I mean, Roy asked me if I would follow him on the first lap, so I could get to know the braking points and everything. So as we were coming to the middle section, I just flew straight because I forgot that we had a smaller layout. So as Roy turned left, I just went straight.
Okay.
So I guess I quickly figured out there's a different layout. But it's it's definitely a nice section. It adds some some new adventure to it, I guess.
Yes. And you're pretty close to pole. Do you think? I think it only was 3 or 4 times. Do you think you can, do your say in the race? You think you have chance to win or at least to get a podium?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, well, that sounds a little arrogant. I think for sure we can definitely be up there with the guys. I don't know if I can pass them or win the race. I mean, I definitely think it's going to be a close race. I don't know that I can go half a second faster than I just did, but I definitely think I can match those guys or get close to them. So I'll give them everything I've got.
Yeah. Well, there is of course a difference between arrogance and being confident, and you sound you're really confident going into the race. So let's see what
car feels good.
Yeah. Let's see what you can do with the pink car. We've got 2 minutes to go before the race, so I wish everybody is still here. That's Roy and Sven. I wish you good luck in the race, and of course I will scream when something happened with you and like, oh no, Roy's rolling or something. So yeah.
And then just picture me laughing.
Yeah. Yes. I will.
Oh my God.
Take that in mind. If something happens with somebody, somebody is making like a huge jump, then I would think you laughing. Okay,
Exactly.
That's what we will do. So yeah, I will drag you back, and then good luck, guys. We will speak maybe.
Thank you for the broadcast in advance.
Of course, and we shall see how the pit stops will go, because the shorter pit stops now will be interesting. So we shall see if there are some problems with people or some lazy pit crews, but we shall see. So I will drag you back. Good luck.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of
we
your
had
channel.
3 nice interviews actually. With 1 minute to go in the warm-up session. We're going back to the splash screen. While I'm taking a little bit of a break for a minute, so we'll be right back. And we're back. Currently looking at Tristan Potters, who did take some practice starts. But we're about to go to the race session, and we're currently waiting for that. We just had a Turkish singer sing the national anthem. That was very cool, of course, and very Turkish. And yes, unfortunately we don't have a Turkish driver today. We had planned for Adam Osko to drive, but unfortunately he couldn't be with us today. The guy from Turkey, and Yeah, it's too bad actually, because we would like to have seen somebody from this lovely country to be on the grid. And yeah, we're now still waiting for the race to start, or at least the warm-up lap. While we had Niranjan Kumar being fastest in the warm-up session, with Jason Muscat in P2, Ryan Nash in P3, Roy Vazal in P4, and Chris Shepard in P5. So it's very interesting what will happen in the race. We of course will tell you what the starting positions are for the race. And I currently here we've got 1 minute to the start of the warm-up lap. We see the cars line up now, with Dan Hutt in the last position for now. You see the cars jump on the grid. Got 20 seconds to go. You see the variety of teams. All teams are working very hard, and yeah, it will be very interesting what we can do. Nearly everybody's on the grid now except David and I believe Tristan, but he's now on the grid. And we're now going to start the warm-up lap with Jason Muscat. Jason Muscat from Malta is on pole position, the current drivers champion, the champion from last year, and now doing well in the standings. On pole position after a great lap. On second position it's Matthew Williams. Matthew Williams won a lot of races this season and is doing very well in the standings, but of course Matthew Williams of course has sometimes a bit of problems with his PC, but currently it doesn't show and he's still in P2. Interesting what he can do in this race. In P3 we got Yuri Kasdorp, who won a race earlier this season. I think he can do pretty well in the race. And in P4 we've got Chris Shepard, who replaces Roy Schoten today. Also interesting what he can do. In P5 it's Sven de Vries. Sven de Vries looked pretty quick in qualifying. What can he do from P5? He wasn't arrogant, he was just confident. Let's see what he can do with his confidence. In P6 it was David Baranek, who had quite a good quali. Yeah, we shall see what he can do. Niranjan Kumar in P7. I think he can move forward in the race with Roy Vazal in P8. Roy said he didn't have the pace, but Roy is Roy. With Rocket Truck Roy, you never know. With Peter Jones in P9 for the second Adonis, with Eric Istanbul in P10 after a great last lap, with Sherwin van der Stok P11, and Joshua Jones in P12, with Tristan Portis in P13, Rink Hoekstra in P14, Ryan S in P15, Roland Hutt in P16, Fabian Rudd in P17, and Dan Hutt in P18. We got 18 drivers, we got 27 laps, and only the top 15 get points. Are you ready, guys? Everybody who's watching, are you ready for great racing? You never know who's going to win in this tight field of Meganes. Nearly everybody is ready. We're waiting for the last cars to line up. Yes, they're nearly standing. Wait, and brake, and they're standing. Yes. Going on board with Jason Muscat. Lights on and off. Good start from Jason Muscat. We're now seeing his rear wing. Oh, it's a good start from Chris Shepard. And a good start from Yuri Kasdorp. It's Malta Force 1 and 2. 1 and 2 with Matthew Williams P3, Chris Shepard still P4 and Sven de Vries P5. Let's go on board with Sven de Vries. He's going for an attack on Chris Shepard on the inside. He's on the inside and he gets Chris Shepard, but Chris Shepard has the inside still, trying to stay, but he doesn't. Sven de Vries is passed to P4. Let's see how it's going, Joshua Jones with a good start. At least he won a few positions already. Looks good. Oh, with a little bit of a mistake from Joshua Jones there. We're now on board with Niranjan Kumar. But it all looks good in this first lap. It's a great circuit with an enormous flow. And after nearly a lap done, it's Jason Muscat still leading. Where is his teammate? His teammate is still in P2. But there is something happening. It's Beranek and Versel. And they're battling it out. It's Beranek and Versel. Joshua Jones is trying, and Peter Jones, his brother, is getting the better of him now. Oh, and they touch Beranek and Versel touch. Very interesting. There's a lot of battling going on. Yeah, Jason Muscat of course leads and already got a second of advantage. Oh, Sven de Vries is battling with Matthew Williams. Does he pass him? Does he pass him? He does, he does. Runs a bit wide, Matthew Williams. But Sven de Vries is in P3 and Matthew Williams loses another position to Chris Shepard. Interesting, interesting. So actually, the attack that Sven did made Matthew run wide and lost another position. So Matthew needs to regroup, but of course the race is still young. But we got a great battle with Versel and Beranek. They're fighting it like madmen. Oh, and they're trying. Oh, and Versel just knew Beranek was there and he braked earlier and they didn't touch. It was so easy for them to touch there. Oh. I did something with the cameras. You see the onboard. Chris Shepard is going to try if he can do something with Sven de Vries. He's going to the outside. Sven de Vries brakes later and is still ahead. After 2 laps of racing, Jason Muscat still leads. Then it's Yuri Kato, then Sven de Vries. Oh, it's a nice battle with Joshua Jones and Niranjan Kumar. Let's go on board with one of the guys going with Sherman because Sherman sees both cars. Joshua Jones is trying to get the slipstream, is going back. Braking later, no, and Sherman is still there. Oh, he was so close to Joshua Jones, but he managed, while there is a little bit of a snap from Niranjan Kumar, and I think Joshua Jones is now trying to go around the outside. The outside will be the inside. Can he make it stick? Can he make it stick? He can't. Big touch, and Sherman sees it. Brakes earlier, tries to cut back. They both try to cut back, but no, not yet. Oh, we've got a car next the track lines, and it was Roy Versel for a brief moment. But this battle is actually very cool with Sherwin van der Sloot, Joshua Jones and Niranjan Kumar. We had a bit of a tail wiggle from Niranjan. And Joshua Jones is coming, yes, inside. Yeah, he has it. He's got it, you would say. But through the next corner, you've got 2 lines. So it's interesting what we will do. Joshua has got the inside. He's got the inside. Oh, and Sherman brakes so late. And all 3 they may lose the corner at least. And Eric Stanford, at least, is driving very like a man. And I actually don't know what to say because Eric Stanford really surprised me there. Very interesting, but the racing is also fair. We currently see Ryan Nash and Rick Hoekstra. Currently on board with Rick Hoekstra, looking at Ryan Nash. Rick Hoekstra is looking good. He's trying to get a good exit. There are lots of battles actually down to the whole field. Oh, and we have a big slide from Sherwin van der Sloot. Well, another big slide from Sherwin van der Sloot. Oh, there's also close. Ryan Nash is looking at Tristan Potters. He can do it for now. And you see Eric Stanford is looking at Sherwin van der Sloot. Rick Hoekstra is currently battling with Dan Hunt. And it's all a bit of a slipstream battle. But you see a big fight between Sherwin and Eric. Eric's got the inside. You would say he would do it, and even in front of there, it's Joshua Jones, Oniran and Kumar. And Ericsson got past. Oh, and there's a bit of a touch between Ryan Nash and Rink Hoekstra. Rink Hoekstra around the outside, now the inside. He's got the position of Ryan Nash. So it's pretty good. And we've got all 18 guys still in competition. Meanwhile, at the front, the guy from Malta, the current champion, Jason Muscat, just, well, yeah, he's doing his thing, and yeah, it's actually quite boring. Well, he's not battling anyone, so we're not having a lot of interest in him, at least if the broadcast is concerned. But yeah, his teammate Yuri is in P2, so it would be very good for Malta for us. With Sven de Vries currently P3, and Chris Shepard and Matthew Williams are very, very close. And you see Matthew Williams is trying it all to have a good exit, to get into that slipstream of Chris Shepard. And with actually the top 5 still within 5 seconds, everything is possible during the pit-stops. We now have an attack from Matthew Williams. Chris Shepard, of course, defends the inside, but Matthew Williams already is past for P4. Interesting, interesting. I didn't expect it went that easily, but it was interesting. Currently on board with Rovazal. He's attacking David Baranek, but on exit he loses some positions, some time. We've got a great fight between Sherwin and Eric Stanford. Sherwin is going to look, but he can't do it there. It's very difficult for Sherwin to get a good exit there, but he's still around here. I believe Ryan Nash made a spin because he's now currently in P18. We got a battle between Versal again. Versal is past Baranek, or isn't he? No, Baranek's got the inside. Who's getting this? Who's getting this? Baranek is still there. Baranek is still there. Yes, but Roy wants to do the cutback, but he doesn't have the top speed now, or the acceleration speed to get past. So he was past, but Baranek passed again. This is a great battle. Roy will go for the inside, but will he brake later? No, he's braking earlier. Hopes for a better exit now. Can he do it? Can he do it? Not yet. It's a bit wide. No. Well, currently the battle of the Jonesies are now Peter and of course Joshua. And Peter is leading this battle, but his brother is pretty close. Interesting how this will go during the well, next part of the race. But Joshua has got other worries. His main worries are coming from India, from Niranjan. He's hot on his tail. So what can he do? Oh, he's getting so close here. Maybe a little bit too close. Trying to get a lot of exit. No, too much curb, and he nearly lost it there. So he's got a poor exit. But the slipstream is working, I think, for him. What can he do? Slipstream is working, slipstream is working. What can Joshua see? Well, we have the battle from Baranek and Rosal still going. Let's go for that. They're still next to each other. Let's go on board this. To look with the camera. Oh, it's so close. He's got a good. Exit now. He needs to go next to it. It's for sale next to Baranek. And he does it. What can Baranek do? Better exit. Oh, they touch, and Roy goes off. How does Baranek sees it? Oh, I think it was a bit of a touch. But they let each other live. And we've got a battle between Joshua and Naranjan again. Actually, this is a great battle between Naranjan and Joshua as well. The battles are quite intense, but still very good. And we're currently at lap 8. So that means qualifying, not qualifying. Of course, the pit stops are pretty close. Because I think those will be around lap 13 or 14. So it's only a few more laps. So people want to get everything out of the tires, well, in the next 5 laps. Oh, and who wants to get everything out of the tires is, of course, Niranjan Kumar. Oh, he's kneeling on the bumper and he's going next to it. Can he do it? Brakes later. Takes more speed into it. Yes, he's got it, but Joshua is still there. And he's got it. He's going to try it. More speed for Niranjan. He's going to try it. And he's got it. But what can Joshua do? No, not an acceleration. Wow, I don't know what to say. And yeah, he's trying again. He's braking later and holds the entry of the corner. And Niranjan is again in P10. But there's another run for Niranjan Kumar. This is an amazing battle. Look what they can do. Again next to each other. But outside will be inside. What can he do? Still next to each other. And they're still there. Oh, nearly touched. But of course, those are sim racing drivers. They know how big the gap is and what they can do. So Niranjan Kumar finally got ahead of Joshua Jones. Joshua Jones goes off. How much will it cost him? Yes, Stanford is already passed. No, he isn't passed. And Sherwin van der Sloot started as well. And will the mistake of Joshua Jones, will that force a chance for Sherwin on Eric, or will Eric pass Joshua now quite easily, and will Joshua lose 2 more positions? It's again outside versus inside. Outside is faster now, but inside, if it can make it stick, they can. They touch, but didn't spin. Sherwin is braking early, I think. Yes. Oh, they touch. They try to take a lot of speed with him, and Eric Stanford is still ahead of Sherwin van der Sloot. Oh, interesting. What's happening there? I think something broke on the car. I'm not sure what it was. He went, well, yeah, I don't know what he did there, but he went off track, and I was a bit shocked about it, because I thought, oh, what's happening there? But it's okay, we only lost a little bit of time. And we've got a great battle for P16, just outside the points. It's Fabian Rudde, now against the, I believe, the oldest guy of the field. It's Rink Hoekstra. He might be the oldest one of the field, but he's got really good skills, of course. And his son will be very proud of him, of course, the great Wopke Hoekstra. And yeah, he's always watching races back from his dad. And at the kitchen table he says, "Dad, you did awesome." And yeah, of course, Rink watches all the races of himself and Wopke, if Wopke is driving as well. And well, I think they say the same as well. Well, we've got a mover. We've got Tristan Pottas against Eric Stanford for P12, and it goes okay. Let's go to the front again, to Mr. Jason Muscat. I mean, yeah, he just does his thing, and well, he just drives away ever so slowly, and it looks pretty in control for the Maltese. But he still, of course, is working very hard for it. And now we are going to look Yuri Kastrop is actually pretty safe in P2, of course. He doesn't need to make a mistake. If he does, he loses his position, but he looks pretty okay in P2. I don't see the number 3 and number 4 making huge impact on his lead over those guys. Sven de Vries now in P3. And Matthew Williams now in P4. Matthew Williams is trying to get into the slipstream of Sven de Vries, but it doesn't really work for him. Chris Shepard now is in P5, and he can follow it pretty cool. And will be interesting what Chris Shepard can do during the pit stops. Can he should go for an alternate pit stop in order to try to at least jump the 2 guys ahead, because they're so close. Maybe in a early pit stop with a free track you can gain those 2 positions after the pit stops. Interesting. Well, Matthew Williams actually is getting very close now. Interesting. We'll get back on that later. Well, Roy Vazel now passed David Brannick. Actually, it took him a while, but it was a great battle. Which also is a great battle. It's the battle from P8 between, the Indian guy and the other Jones. So, both the Jones guys have Indian nightmares. This Indian nightmare is getting bigger and bigger in every corner. And still there. Oh, and exit speed is pretty good. What can Ryan do? No, he can't do it here. He can't do it here, or can he? Oh, it would be very risky to try it there. But if it works, of course it works. But the ideal place would be at the end of this straight, and he's going to try it. Ryan is going to try it. Let's go on board. He's got a little bit of slipstream. Yes, he's got the slipstream. Peter will force him go the outside. Yes, he will do it. Let's see on board. We're looking at Peter. Peter is ahead. Is he ahead? He is ahead. But Peter is still there. Is he still there? Peter is ahead. We're going to look. He is still ahead. So it's a great battle between Peter Jones and Niranjan Kumar. Peter is defending, Niranjan is attacking. Who's ahead? It's Peter still. Peter has the inside corner, he can still do it. But Niranjan has the better exit. No. It is a great battle. We've got 3 people in the pits already. Matthew Williams currently, well, he was the first one to pit, and he's out of the pits already. With Baranek now going out right about now, and Sherwin is going out as well. So those were the early stoppers, and the pit stop went like very smooth, because we used to very long pit stops, and those pit stops weren't very long. Let's see if you see one of the multiforce in now. Not yet. It's not Muscat, but it's Yuri Kastorp, it's Sven de Vries, and it's Chris Shepard. So interesting. So the man we should look for is Matthew Williams, because he is already out of the pits. So de Vries is standing. So he is already standing. Shepard is standing. And one of the latest pit boxes, it's for Yuri Kastorp, and he's standing as well. Interesting what we can see. It's waiting. Roy Vazel in the pits. Sven de Vries is already driving. Can he pass? He can't pass. No, not Yuri, but what does Matthew do? Matthew is very fast. Is he ahead? He's not ahead of Yuri, but he is ahead of Sven de Vries. So Matthew now in P3. But this is interesting because he now got a lot more pace because already did the outlap. Let's go on board with Matthew Williams, and you see it every corner. He does it better now than Yuri. It's only this lap because Yuri's tires are not on temperature, so Yuri has got a little bit of problems with the exits now, but it's getting better every corner, and he stays ahead, yes. Interesting, so Matthew Williams jumps ahead of Sven de Vries. What can Sven de Vries do from it? Nothing much. And Chris Shepard now still in P5, but he had quite a good pit stop, so he didn't lose anything. While Jason Muscat now pits. Oh, well, we've got Peter Jones in the pits, Inran and Kumar in the pits. This is quite easy. Whoa. Well, quite entertaining as well. We have a new leader. We've got Joshua Jones leading. We're currently on board with Jason Muscat. Will he still be in the lead? He will still be in the lead, but it will be very close, very close. But he still does it. He's getting out ahead of his teammate, Jason Muscat. Well, retakes the lead now because Joshua Jones currently is leading, but after all the pit stops he will take the lead. But the top 5 is oh so close. Interesting. While we got some other guys still in the pits. Yuranjan Kumar just went out of the pits. Peter Jones lost a lot of time in the pits. I think he had some repairs. With Tristan Portis in P14. Christian comes now out in P15 with Dan Hutt P16, Ryan S P17 and Fabio Ritter P18. We've got all 18 drivers still in competition. And how long will it take for Joshua to get into the pits? Will he do another lap? Will he do another one? I think he will go in. No, he will do another lap. Interesting. If he thinks there is more pace, of course he should do. So he goes for another lap. Oh, and it's also close now for the other ones. This is the top 5 of the race in 2 seconds. And it's Yuri Kastorp who's now pretty fast. He's doing the fastest lap, but Matthew Williams beats that. Matthew Williams is getting close and really fast in the second part of this race. Sven de Vries can still follow, and Shepard can still follow Sven de Vries, so it's all quite close. The number 5 can still see the number 1 of the race, so everything can happen. If you ask me, I want to see them even more compact. I hope that it will be even closer, because then we will see great battles from those 5 guys who got so much sim racing skill, of course. If you're watching more of the races, you know all 5 have a lot of skill. While we see Joshua Jones already can see in his mirror the top 5 coming. The top 5 is a little bit faster than Joshua, so I think Joshua will go this lap. Is he going? Yes, he's going. Interesting. When he comes out, he hits the wall as well there. That's the Jones race of... well, yeah. The Joneses did hit it there. And I want to say the wall of champions. But the Jones are not yet champions. But so we call it the wall of the Jonesies. Of course, wall riding isn't allowed. Of course, that's clearly in the rules, but of course we make an exception for this because this is a very tricky pit entry. So top 5 is pretty close. Oh, and Sven de Vries is giving it all. If you saw that picture there, he's trying everything to get a great exit there from the corner. Oh, and they're so close. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 so close. Between 3.7 seconds. Then we wait a little bit, and then we have Roy Verzeil getting into the screen now. Yes, with David Baranek still there. So David Branagh is still not done with Roy Vazel. Miranda now in P8, with Sherman in P9, great after the stops. Peter in P10, Tristan in P11, with Joshua in P12, Eric Stanford in P13. Going on board with David Branagh. This is a quite good lap. His fastest lap of the race. He's getting closer to Roy. You can see he's got a little bit more grip. Roy runs wide again. This is a lot of time on David. David is getting closer and closer and closer. Yes, no, not yet. A little bit of a tail wiggle from Roy. You see David tries everything. Oh, a bad exit from David there, I fear. He's trying everything, and Roy is trying everything to at least not get him into the slipstream. There's Derek coming. Oh, David is going around the outside. He can brake later there. But Roy is still there. Roy is still there. And he is still there. Trying. No. Breathe in and breathe out. We've got another battle. It's Eric Stanford against Tristan Potters. Same thing. Oh, Eric is going to try the inside. Oh, he doesn't make it stick, but it was great thinking of Eric to get the inside there, but it didn't work for now. Yes, inside, outside. No, not yet. Be on board with Roy Vazel. Can Brandon do something? Not yet, not yet. He's trying. It's great. A little bit later, but no, nothing yet. Oh, but he's going for the outside. Oh, they touch. They touch again. He's trying everything, but not yet. No, not yet. Wow, we got a battle between Peter Jones and Sherry from the Sloat while my camera goes crazy. We go back to the front while Jason Muscat is still leading. It's only 8 tenths to his teammate Jerry Castor. Well, Matthew Williams lost a lot of time, well, a lot of time, just a bit of time. He's now battling with Sven de Vries, and Sven de Vries looks racy! Chris Shepard as well, but Chris Shepard had a poor exit there, unfortunately. But he's still not out of it. Chris Shepard can still win this race, or at least get a podium. This battle is far from over. You see Judy Castor, he's getting closer and closer. I've had a battle. We had a change from position. We got another change from position because Roy Vazel went wide, I believe, and David Branagh is past. David Beranek is past with P6. And Roy Vazel needs to follow for now. While in the background we already see the Indian guy of nightmares. Because if you see that Indian guy in your mirror, you think, oh no, he's coming for me. And well, yeah, he's overtaking a lot of guys today, so he's the man of nightmares. But the man of miracles, of course, is well, this Muscat, because he's still leading, but really is getting closer and closer. Can he get the slipstream on his teammate? No, not yet. Oh, and this is getting closer as well. So the Vries is getting a little bit closer to Matthew Wiggins, but it's not enough to get a slipstream. Well, Chris Shepard is still P5. Roy Vazel is still close to Beranek, but who's close as well is Niranjan Kumar. And what an exit Niranjan Kumar had! Look at that exit! He's going, yeah, he's going off the track, and nearly lost it. Ooh. Nearly 1 million Indians got a heart attack, including one Dutchman who's currently doing the broadcast. Wow! He nearly lost it. But he is fighting really hard. He can see P6 driving, and he knows he's got some time to get P6 or at least P7. Can he do it? You see, Niranjan is pretty good on his exits. Braking early, waiting, get the exit. Is this exit better? No, it's not better than Roy, so you can do it now. We've got Peter Jones battling with Sherman van der Sloot for the top 10. Of course, top 10 gives reverse grip pole the 10th position, which now is in the hands of Sherman van der Sloot. While we've got Fabian Rudder just jumping. After 22 laps, Jason Muscat is still leading, and his teammate is still on his wheel. So will it be maximum points for Malta, of course? It would be very cool if we can see that, but we're not there yet. So the Vries is trying everything. I believe he had a lot of wheel spin there because he wanted to have the maximum exit. I believe he lost at least half a second there. But he's pushing like a hell. If you remember F1 fanatic fans, this is the circuit where Trulli said, I'm pushing like a hell. It was here in 2009. And Sven de Vries is pushing like a hell as well. And who's pushing like a hell as well is Peter Jones to stay ahead of Sherman van der Sloot. Going on board. And he's still ahead for now. Braking. Still ahead. Oh, stays ahead. So after 23 laps, the top 15 looks like this. It's Rink Hoekstra in P15, Daan Hut in P14, with Tristan Potters in P13, Erik Stenvelp in P12, with Joshua Jones in P11, with Sherwin van Sloot still in P10, but it could be potentially be P9. Which now still is 4 from Peter Jones. Well, we've got a crash! Beranek is crashing! Oh, what happened with Beranek? Beranek now is P8! Will he keep P8? Let's go on board, what happened there? Go on board, did he just lose it? He lost it over the grass and bang! So, David Beranek is still in P8. Too bad, he lost 2 positions from that. Oh, but his teammate is going for the attack now. In there. Oh, it's Jones against Sherwin, and Jones is still ahead. Oh, we got Vazel and Niranjan. Niranjan's got P6. Now Vazel needs to counter. Can he counter? He's trying. Go to the outside. But yeah, Niranjan misses the corner. And Roy Vazel still in P6. Wow, I mean again in P6. And both the Malta forces are so close. Jury could potentially take the win away from Jason Muscat. Would be very interesting. Can he do it? He's getting a slipstream. Pull us out of it early. Can he do it? Good. Top 5 is still not done. We completed 25 laps. Jason Muscat is still leading. Julie Kastrup is still P2 with Matthew Williams still P3. Sven P4, but now Chris Shepard is getting closer to Sven Did Sven use too much of his tires? And will he now be vulnerable for an attack from Chris Shepard? We shall see. But who is also vulnerable for an attack is Roy Versal, because the Indian guy is trying again. Roy has got the inside. As blocks the corner. Yes, they're still next to each other, but the next corner is to the left. Oh, and Roy is cutting across. He's still side by side. If Nirendra can make it stick, he's got it, but he can't make it stick. He's trying, no. Shepard gets closer and closer with Sven de Vries. He just needs to nail the exits. He's trying very hard, Chris Shepard. Can he do it? You can nearly see Sam, Alex and Clover on that back of that totally Spice car. Sven of course would like to call help from Jerry, but of course Jerry isn't available. Jerry from Whoop, of course. We would say whoops. But Sven de Vries is still in P4. He's trying to stay ahead. Chris Shepard is trying everything in those corners to take a lot of speed with him. It looks like Sven de Vries stays ahead for now. But Roy Versal just is ahead again of Niranjan Kumar. It's changing every lap, and I can say who's winning this battle. We got another battle between Sherwin and Peter, which I don't know who's going to win it. It could be Peter, it could be Sherwin. Oh, Sherwin is so close. He's trying everything. Oh, we got Roy again. Niranjan needs to go to the outside. Brakes later. Take the speed with you. No. Well, we've got Peter and Sherwin next to each other again. And Sherwin knows he needs to make it stick now. He's going to try. He stays there. No, Peter is still ahead. And we're now currently on our last lap. And the Multiforce guys are so close. They're so close, but there's also a nice battle. If it shows. For P13 it's Tristan, Dan and Rink. They potentially could all get that 13th position. Going to be, well, yeah, watching Jason Muscat, because he's going to win this race unless he did something very stupid on the last turn. Are they going to finish side by side? What are they going to do? Are they planning something? I think they will do. Yes, it's Muscat. It's Dan, it's Kastrup. It's Matthew P3. Sweater is P4. Chris Shepard gets also close with P5, but he's got it. Who's getting P6? Is it Roy Versal? Roy Versal is there. Rendon is trying. Rendon is trying. Roy is defending. I believe that was all fair. And Roy Versal gets P6, while Rendon Kumar gets P7. David Brannock now P8. A little bit of a slide, David Brannock. He's got a lot of skill with Peter Jones now in P9, and Sherman van der Sloot gets 10th position and pole position for race 2. Joshua Jones in P11. Still good points for Joshua Jones with Eric Stafford now in P12, but let's go to the battle which we all wanted to see. It's Rink. Can Rink get a position on down? He's going to try. A good exit from Rink. Can he do it? Can he do it? Can he do it? It's Tristan P13, Dan P14 and Rink P15. Now currently waiting on Roland Hutt, because Ryan Nash and Van are already finished. Roland Hutt is the last one to finish, but not the last one to finish. He's the last one to finish, but not the one that finished last. Wow, my English. We now take a look at Jason Muscat, who's waving his Maltese hands to the crowd, to the Turkish crowd. He's waving and he says, thank you everybody for being here and see me win. So, very good from Jason Muscat. Well, yeah, that was race 1. And that was really interesting. When we now go for a small break, we'll be back in a few minutes. Well, I'm back, and we currently have some people for the interviews, so let them in.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Hello guys, you're live in the broadcast of the Meganes.
Hello.
So, interesting. We got 3 people. Well, let's start with you, Jason, because you're the winner from race 1. How did you see it, race 1? Was it easy? Was it tough? And how was the race in general, the shorter pit stop? Can you tell us?
In general, it was tough because I needed to push all the time with Yuri behind me, and Matt Williams and Sven are always close to us. So it was pink at 100% all the time, trying to keep the gap. Yeah, the stops at least shorter was better because you know, it's quite annoying having to wait 1 minute in the pits, and especially the fact that you get lapped when you have such long pit stops, so it was much better now. Yeah, it was tough though. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was of course good to hear the pit stops were to your liking. Did you notice the top 5 was close the whole race, or didn't you pay attention to that?
Yes, especially Matt Williams. I know when, you know, he gets too close for comfort, he can be really aggressive, so we needed to maintain the gap from him. And it was not easy keeping it clean, because just one mistake could get us, you know, all back together. And, you know, from P1 could easily end up P5 or worse. So
Yes, and for race 2, what are your aims?
well, the aim is to finish lap 1 clean, which I didn't manage in the last couple of rounds. So that's the aim, to try not to get hit or hit anyone, and then, you know, try make up as many positions as possible.
Yeah. And does it help the fact that one of your rivals, Roy Schoten, isn't here, or you're not paying attention to that?
I'm not really paying attention, especially knowing that Chris Shepard, who is replacing him, is as fast. So still needed to keep pushing. Make sure, especially in the team championship, to stay in front of them.
Okay, well, at least you did well for race 1. Wish you good luck for race 2, Jason, and we'll see where you finish there. All the best of luck.
Thank you.
I'm now going to Mr. Yuri Kastorp. Hello, Yuri.
Hello.
Well, it looked like in the beginning Jason got away a bit, but after the pit stop it looks like you were the faster one, and yeah,
User
you
left
couldn't
your
pass
channel.
Jason, but you were pretty close. Was the second set of tires, was that in general better, or were that just the laps you did, you know, the limit of the car better on the circuit?
Yeah, I didn't have too much practice. First stint went okay. At the first lap or so, I tried to give Jason a bit of a gap, and then at the end we were driving like 2.5 seconds in the front of Matthew. So I just tried to bodyguard Jason and drive it home for the 1-2.
Yes. And looking at race 2, the top 5 was pretty close. Do you think in race 2 you can do something nice, like maybe go for a podium and a win there?
It depends on lap 1. It all depends on lap 1. Sometimes you make a lot of decisions and sometimes you get hit and you're at the back. So
Yes.
I think after lap 1 you can see what you can try to do in the race, but it's hard to say now.
Yes, I'm agreeing on that, and that could be very close, of course, like in race 1. But of course the pit stop will not be there, so it will be interesting what will happen in race 2. If we see, well, somebody else leading, can you overtake or not? It's all pretty interesting.
I think the gap between the top 5 and 6 to 10th is quite big, so whoever is the best at overtaking the other 5 from the people that finished top 5, I think, will just drive away with it.
Yeah, I agree, but of course you shouldn't count out some of the other guys, of course. If they get a gap, then they of course can do well. It's very interesting,
it's a
and
short
yeah,
race.
very interesting. You're getting good points for Malta Force, you're helping them in the Constructors Championship. Are we going to see you back at even more rounds, or you're looking at round if you are going to do it?
It wasn't the plan, but Jason couldn't find a replacement driver in time, so
yeah,
maybe next time if Jason can't find anyone. But I've got a lot of other leagues I need to focus on.
yeah. Well, yeah. If you're asking me, you're doing an amazing job. So I find you should be there every time, because you give good racing on the broadcast, of course.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, we will now give you some time to prepare, so you can go ahead and do some warm-up laps before we begin on race 2.
User left your channel.
And then we've got a final guy to interview, and that guy is Peter Jones. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
So, race 1 went pretty good for you, P9. You had a great battle between you and, who was it? Sherwin van der Sloot. Was pretty cool. How was your race in general, race 1?
Generally it wasn't too bad. I mean, I started P9, I finished P9, I didn't actually gain or lose. But the race itself didn't go too badly. Lap 1, I made my way up to 8th, I think, by the end of lap 1. I was battling, I was trying to defend from, who was it, Naranjan Kumar and my brother actually, Joshua Jones. So that got interesting. Then in the pit stop stages, Naranjan actually jumped me. I was quite annoyed by that because I thought I'd get out ahead, but and then the rest of the race went pretty smoothly. I mean, I came out the pits a couple of seconds behind Schoen van der Sloot. I managed to claw that gap back, so that was good, but other than that, yeah, it didn't go too badly.
That's at least good to hear. And your aim for race 2, is that a top 8 or what should we expect? What's the aim?
Well, I finished P9, which will put P2 on the first grid. So, try and get past Sherwin as quick as I can, if I can.
Yeah.
And try and retain as many positions as I can. I'm aiming for like a top 5 finish. My goal for race 2.
Yeah. That's ambitious aim, at least with the field, but of course, yeah, you should aim for that. Every driver should aim for the highest possible, of course, because that gives you a good drive going into the race. So it will be interesting to see what you can do. And of course, with the front row start, it will be very interesting what you can do. So we hope you've got enough tires left in the end, and because I think in the end, if you have got some tires left, you can maybe maintain a gap. So it will be very interesting. We've got 1 minute to go in the warm-up, so we will give you time to prepare as well. And good luck for race 2, and we shall see how you do.
You.
Yes. Good luck.
You.
User was moved out of your channel.
So that was Peter Jones, is the last of the guys we interviewed. Go now for a slight break. We will be back soon.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
And we're back from the commercials. And we're now currently waiting for the grid to line up in race 2. We've got 50 seconds to go. And we've got a little surprise. We're not with 18 guys anymore. We now currently have 19 guys. We've got a mystery guest on P19, which we will reveal quite soon. Everybody's lining up. We've got 20 seconds to go. Ten seconds to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, and we're having a board of the start. There are some problems, I think, with the grid, so we're waiting for that. Going to take a sneak peek. What's the problem? Well, I have a sad announcement. We lost Sven de Vries. That's of course very, well, yeah, unfortunate. But let's see if he can return. We're waiting for him. Well, I'm looking on my screen, so I'm not taking much attention, but we'll be back in a few moments. We're waiting for Sven. While we currently have some lunatic making a lot of donuts. Ryan Nash is making some donuts. Oh.
Attention grid, will all non
Well, we're currently on board with Sherwin Hundersloot. We're going to try it again for the warm-up lap for race 2. Going to look at the great circuit, the big grandstands with a lot of Turkish people and of course some other people, some Dutch people. I'm not sure who's sitting there all. Even there are some people sitting there. Hey, some nice cars behind. And about to go for the warm-up lap. 5 seconds to go. 2, 1. And Sherwin Hundersloot leads us away on pole position for a race 2 of the WCS Mégane here in the Istanbul circuit. Pole position is of course a very nice spot to be in. What can he do? Can he get a podium, Sherwin? Don't count it out because Sherwin knows how to drive, but of course the guys directly behind him were a bit quicker in race 1. We shall see. Peter Jones currently in P2. We heard about his ambition to at least beat Sherwin and get the lead for a moment. Let's see if he can do it. He's starting from the front row from P2. With David Baranek, one of the stars from the race. If you look at his battling, he's starting from P3. What can he do? I think we should watch him because he's pretty good. Niranjan Kumar, also one of the stars of the race, overtook a lot of cars. He's pretty quick. I think he can do pretty good for race 2 as well. Maybe he can get a podium. But Roy Vazel now in P5 had a bit of a complaint about lack of feeling and a lack of confidence, but yeah, Roy is Roy. we still see what he will do. We got Chris Shepard in P6. He was one of the big 5 in race 1. And if we saw his pace, he's got the pace to at least win the race, but we shall see what will happen. While we see Roy Vassell just knocking one of the sponsor cars on. It's Sven de Vries currently in 7. What can he do? Well, I think it all depends on the start for Sven de Vries. Matthew Williams in P8. He's going to look what he can do, of course. I guess he knows how to do this. I think he will go at least a few places up the grid after a few moments. Well, I've got a problem. I'm having a little bit of a problem. Got a leg spike. And where were we? We were with Matthew Williams, where Yuri Kastorp now is starting in P9. What can he do? I really lost for words now actually. It's Jason Muscat in P10. Jason Muscat, the winner for race 1. I think he will get it up, but he needs to make his nose clean and not crash into the first lap or even before. Richard Jones in P11 wants to get the top 10. Eric Stenward wants to get points. Tristan wants to get the good points with Dahut as well, starting a bit better than in race 1. Rink wants to get at least points, and Roland, Ryan and Fabian and new guy Wesley are now for race 2. They're all going for the points. Well, we've got 6 seconds to go. We're on board with Sherwin. No, we're going on board with Peter. As you can see, I've got the start of Sherwin's. And Sherwin's start is pretty good. Peter stalls, and what does Baranek do? Baranek is faster. He's going to try. Peter needs to go from the outside. Stays there, stays there. Oh, and Baranek is still leading, and we don't have any carnage. So it's Simtek 1-2, and we already see 3 wide next to it. And every marshal is waving green, and it's so close. And we see people looking, Sven de Vries. Roy Vassell is rocket start Roy again. All over again is Chris Shepard and Matt Williams, Jason Muscat, Eric Kastorp. Everybody looking good. Roy Vassell runs wide. This is one position. This is another. Chris Shepard is passed. But currently it's the Simtex still leading. It's 1 and 2. With Sherwin from the slope leading for David Baranek and Peter Jones now with Sven de Vries P4. Sven de Vries from the top 5 from the first race. He's got the best start. Can he win this? The start was all what mattered, Jury said. Sven de Vries has a good start. While we have Peter Jones braking really late. Well, we got a spinner, and it's Niranjan Kumar. Niranjan Kumar spun. Loses a lot of position and now is in last position. Interesting. Sherwin has the fastest lap now, and then it's David. Well, we got a battle. It's P3 now for Sven de Vries. Chris Shepard in P4 and Peter Jones in P5. Peter Jones lost a few positions. With Rivers on P6. Poor Peter Jones, that's how it goes. They're just eating you alive. But don't worry, Peter. You will get them one day, I'm sure of it. Well, Matt Williams now is P7 with Jason Muscat P8, Lucas at P9, Eric Stanley P10, Hamilton P11. Wow, we've got Brian S P12, Richard Jones P13, Wesley Stefano already in P14, which now is P13. Well, I do something horribly wrong with the camera. And we're back. Richard Jones P14, Ricox P15, Roland Hood P16. P17, we've been running out P18, and Niranjan, I believe he spun again now in P19. And we got a battle between Sven de Vries and Chris Shepard. Chris Shepard needs to go the long way. Can do it, brakes later, no, Sven de Vries keeps the inside. Peter Jones sees that and follows. Well, we see both the Simtek cars to each other. It's Sherman from the slope and David Branek. Branek takes the lead because he is now on the inside. Will he take it? Will they have problems? No, Branek takes the lead. Branek is the faster one, I think. And yeah, he passed. The question now is, will they attack each other or will they help each other? Because if Sherman can play the team game, he can help Branek now. And Sherman wins a bit wide. And it's also close. It's now Branek leading. That's pretty close. Sven de Vries is attacking for P2. He's there. He's next to it, stays next to it, but needs to go out of it. Whoa! Because Shepard sees it, sees an opportunity to attack. No, not yet. Johnson in P5 with Roy Vazal P6, Matthew Williams in P7. Nobody has a run because it was a lot of time on Jason Muscat. We see Wesley Stefano is going for an attack on Dan Hunt. Does he do it? No, but Dan Hunt is going for an overtake, and he does it. Arrhenius gets passed by Wesley Stefano as well. I needed to look who that was, and now Wesley Stefano is going to chase down Dan Hunt. We're on the 4th of 14 laps. It's David Branek still leading, and if he could win, we will be hearing a very happy David Branek, because I hope he will then be there for interviews. But of course, we want to interview everybody who wants to after the race. But for now, we're racing, so we don't want to talk. We want to see the racing. Well, we have a attack from Chris Shepard. He's going to try next to Sven de Vries. No, still not. Well, we've got an overtake, or at least an attempt to an overtake from Matthew Williams on Roy Vazal. Does he make it stick? He's there, on the curbs, he's still there, they touch. Jason Muscat sees it all happening, and he knows, oh! We had a dive from Matthew Williams. Oh, we've got a crash, a big crash, Jason Muscat hits another car. What happened there? I'm going to look. But I think there was a leg break and Chris Shepard spun. Oh, and got hit. And Chris Shepard is out. Chris Shepard is out of the track. Oh my god. This is really unfortunate. But the race needs to go on, so we're going to look. Now suddenly it's Peter Jones in P3. What happened there? I think something happened with Sherman. Sherman was in that hit with Chris Shepard. And David Branek just checked out. He says, well guys, I know you all have problems, but I don't have a problem with myself winning it, so let's try that. So this is currently P2 and Matthew Williams down P3 with Vazal down P4 and Peter Jones in P5. We've got Sherman and Jason next to each other. Oh, we had a hit of Peter Jones on Roy. Oh. Everybody's hitting each other. They want to drive bumper cars or something. Oh, and it's so close, there's still somebody there. Jason, there's still somebody next to you, but you keep alive and he'll do it. And I'm nearly lost for words. We see Peter Jones having a slipstream on Yuri Kasdorf. He's going to try it. Going for the outside. Oh, Rufus out there. Okay, Jason Muscat now with a great exit. Can he do something to pass Peter Jones? Will it be true by? No. Oh, they're still there, they touch. Oh, was sure it was really close to Jason Muscat. And it's all lighting up. Jason Muscat now is past Peter Jones. Is he past? He's past. Oh, they're there. Oh, Peter Jones lost control. Oh, unfortunate. And he got hit by his brother. It's a touche between Jones and Jones. I mean, I was nearly checking Jones, but it's still Jones and Jones. And Dan Hurt thinks, oh, Jones, you gave me my birthday present. It's not even my birthday, but I'm taking P10. But Joshua Jones is still next to Dan. Who from the young guys will be the one in P10? It's still Joshua Jones. We got two retirements. Those are Ryan Nash and Christopher. But David Branagh is still leading, and it looks like he could potentially win it. But of course, we should not give him the commentator's curse, so we shall see. Frederick Vries is settling for P2 at the moment. What can he do? 2 minutes down P3, even like a podium. We're custom up P4, Rev is up P5. Oh, and it's so crowded in here. Well, I must say, driver of the race so far is Wesley Stefano, who is currently driving in P8. Slipstream of the car of Wesley Stefano. Can he do something on Sherwin? He's getting a slipstream, will he go for the inside? Oh, Sherman lets it go, but can Wesley pass him? He can. What can Alex Stanford do? It's a great race for Alex Stanford so far. Now in P9, what can he do? Now he's following. And Wesley made it stick, but it's a great exit for Sherman. Nice exit, but not great. Potential, the exit looked great, but not, big enough and good enough. Wow. David is still leading, and it looks better and better for David Branagh. Who would have thought one of the best drivers in race 1? Actually, if you look at battling, he was really good in battling, and it looks like he might get this win, and it would be something if he could do it. So the Vries now on 2 seconds, and of course that's quite a lot to make up to. But so the Vries can still see him, so nothing is impossible. Machine is now in P3. Because of Seal in P4 with
Hey, wake up.
P5. Oh, somebody's talking to me. Well, I had just have a brief talk with Chris Shepard. Unfortunately, he's out of the race. We'll if he is there for an interview. Well, we've got an overtake from Rick Hoekstra. Oh, Chris Jones, Rick Hoekstra! Rick Hoekstra with a slide of the century. And Peter Jones got ahead. Great to see from Rick Hoekstra. He's giving it all. Can we see that back? Of course, I believe we can't. No. I've got a camera problem again. Back. We're also back with the leaders. So the Vries gets a little bit closer. It's now 1.4 seconds. With Matthew Williams now in P3, still in P3, and he's closing up the back of Sven de Vries. But I think it's too late for Matthew Williams to do something from the other positions to get the win. Peter Castor is actually, oh yeah, he's not close to the top 3, so P4 is the maximum he can get out of it. Roy Versalman P5 with Jason Muscat P6. Rossi Stefano from the back of the field, P90 to P7. One of the guys from the race that impressed me the most. With Eric Stenford now in P8, which is a great position for Eric Stenford, and Sharon now in P9. Who's battling for P10? It's still Joshua Jones, Dan Hutt and Peter Jones, so it's the Hutt and the Jones brothers, so very interesting. I think they have a combined age of like 45 or something, so I think even less, so those three are so young but still so skilled. They're going to try it, and Peter is going to try it next to Dan, but Dan has the inside, and Dan stays ahead. And now is in a Jones sandwich. Can I order one Dan burger with a Jones sandwich? In a Jones sandwich? Of course you can. Do you like pickles and onions? Yes, of course. But Dan Hutt is having quite a good race, and he's got a quite good exit. Can he do something to get out of the sandwich? Can he overtake? Joshua is trying. The slipstream is working good. There's Dan Hutt is coming. He's overtaking Joshua, but can he make a stick on the braking? No, not yet. Oh, and the other Jones is there. Oh, this is so close. And Peter Jones is trying. And on the exit, Dan Hutt at least loses it, but now he needs to defend. Defends good, Dan, but Peter is still ahead. Can Peter get ahead of Dan? Can he? No, because Dan brakes so late. Can he make a corner? He makes the corner, but he's got a poor exit. And Peter Jones will still be side by side. We will now go on board with Rick Hoekstra, who sees the 3 guys ahead of him who have a combined age which is still lower than his age. So it's very interesting. Let's see. Rick is gaining a lot of time, of course, because the others ones are battling in front of him. And we're quickly already on the 12th lap, so only a few laps to go. It looks better and better for David Branek. But this is a cool battle which we actually want to follow. Laps to go for David Branek, Sven de Vries P2 and Matthew Williams P3 with Judah Costa P4 and Forever's out P5. Let's go back to the battle which we liked a lot. Joshua Jones is checking a bit out. He's like, bye bye, I want to have the P10, so I'm now taking a bit of a lead. But even Joshua Jones sees Sherman driving, and maybe Joshua Jones can still catch Sherman. I think he's too far away. So currently out of the race are Ryan Nash in P19 and Chris Shepard in P18, unfortunately. With Roland Hood now not in the points in P17, with Fabian Rudder now in P16. And the points positions are starting with Niranjan, but Niranjan could even see a top 10 position driving, so it's something possible. And those cars are so close. Is somebody getting nervous and think, oh, we're going to lose the position? Let's see. Peter Jones is close to his brother. It's Jones versus Jones. It's not Kramer versus Kramer, it's Jones versus Jones. And it's Peter against Joshua. Oh, and Joshua stays ahead. And it's Dan Hood versus Rink Hoekstra. It's the Netherlands versus the Netherlands for P12. And I could watch 10 more laps for this great battle. And we've got a battle between Tristan Potters and Ranjan Kumar. The top 3 looks settled even P4. 5, 6 and 7 look settled as well. P8 as well. Oh, Ericsson nearly loses it. Well, there is still a battle to be gone. Oh, it's so close here. Oh, we got a mistake from Rink Hoekstra and Tristan, and now it's lighting up. It's the last lap. And look at Niranjan. He's trying to get a better exit everywhere, but he can't do it. Well, we've got David Branek. Nearly home, he will take the win. Final corner, it's David Branek. You are my hero, David. You won the race. David Branek wins. Svendovic P2 and Patrick Williams P3. With Yuri Kassa P4. With Roy Vazel P5. With Jason Muscat P6. Wesley Stefano P7 from the back of the field. Wesley Stefano, well done. And while we have some battles, it's Joshua and Peter. Peter passed Joshua. Joshua is going to pass him back. It's Jones versus Jones. And it's so exciting. And it's Peter Jones who defeats his brother for P10 with Dan Hood P12. Rink Hoekstra gets P13 with Tristan Potters P14. And Niranjan Kumar gets the last position. Well, Fabian Rudd is getting P16 with Ron Hood P17. That finish was really nice from the Jones brothers. So we can see that the Jones brothers are, well, yeah, they're evenly matched. It was an amazing race for both the brothers and of course for everybody else, but that finish was quite amazing. I didn't expect it. So interesting. So after the second race we had David Branek winning, and who would have thought? Of course he had a chance, he was good in race 1, but yeah, to really get it, yeah, it was fully deserved. He drove his ass off, if you can say it, and he was really good, and he's really proud. You can see he's got a lot of skill, and now he's going to make some donuts or some rear wheel driving. Yes, and he's got a lot of skill. That is fully deserved from David Branek. He's now driving there. He's parked it under the podium, which he will stand on in a few moments, where they can spray champagne. Now going to look if he got some people who want to be interviewed. Let's see. Well, I should say the next round of the WCS Mégane is in 2 weeks at the Suzuka East circuit. That's round 6 of the championship, And well, if you like the racing today and you're a sim racer, even if you're new to sim racing, you can always join. You have a lot of people that want to help you. The Mégane is really cool to drive in, and if you think Suzuka is my circuit, I want to do it, just join us for the next round. So that's the next round at Suzuka, and we're now looking if you got somebody for the interviews. I think everybody's so excited about the whole race that they don't have anything to say, that they're like, yeah, well, I did the talking on the track. And they actually are right. It was amazing. Yes, and we will not have any broadcast. I mean, we have a broadcast. We will not have any post-race interviews today. So we're going to end the stream now. I want to thank everybody for watching. I was a bit like doing other things during the broadcast, so I was looking at other things, so I was not paying attention to the whole broadcast. But in some parts, but other parts I didn't miss a thing, and it was great to see that everybody was battling so hard. We saw some drama with Chris Shepard crashing out, but yeah, it was a great race to see, race 2 and even race 1. It was amazing with the top 5 pretty quick. So I'm proud that I saw 2 great races, and I'm proud to be the commentator. And yeah, I think we're going out with that. So in 2 weeks we hope to see you again in Suzuka. And we also have a race of the WCS GP, which is the 21st. So it's next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the next one, at the Istanbul circuit as well. But it's the full Istanbul circuit. So I want to thank you all for watching, and until we meet again, bye bye.